think it's right about here. We're here with Laura and Angela, Hollywood scenesters from when I was there. These are the people that these are some of the people that I met back in the day. And I wanted to talk to you guys about your time that you spent in Hollywood. Like, what made you go down to Hollywood in the very first place? Who talked you into this?
She made me go down and the like. Well, no,
We
Karen,
had a
yeah, we had a
friend
friend. Yeah,
that we went to high school with in Arcadia, home of
Right.
Eddie and Alex Van Halen and Mark Anthony, Mike Anthony.
Mike Anthony.
So they had already gone and they were friends with Hung Jury and they were like, you guys would love it. So we went to see Hung Jury at the Troubadour, met Kenny and Brent Muscat and Britt, and they invited us to their show the next weekend. And then literally we were 15 and it became, because the Troubadour was all ages.
Yeah.
So
I was just
we started
excited to
going
go
there.
somewhere because I never been anywhere.
Yeah.
And
Her dad would not let her go anywhere.
I lived a sheltered life, and Laura was like, "Hey," and back in the day, we didn't have phones or parents tracking us or anything, and I was like. I had to be home all the time, but I was like, I'm gonna spend the night at Laura's house tonight. And
And
Laura's
then
like,
I would say, I'm going to spend the night at Angela's
yeah.
house tonight.
And they
then
didn't know, nobody knew. And Laura's like, we're going to Hollywood. I was like, oh, that sounds so exciting.
So,
and so
and the
like,
Troubadour was the best. The Troubadour was such a great club to be a starter club because it was
all ages.
and the bar in the front, the bar in there, the upstairs, the VIP, the everything. It was great.
We didn't care about drinking at the time. Like we just were excited to be out, like
And see live music.
Live music that was our thing. Just to see like, oh my God, we're seeing a concert, but like because we had been to concerts, we had been to like big concerts.
Yeah.
We had seen like Guns N' Roses, and we went to Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
And like we were like, this is like
Motley Crue,
but like we were like right there. Like you're like right, you could touch the musicians.
Well, and then you guys would come out after the shows and we could talk to you. And so it was like very connective. And then you'd be in the audience and you'd be like, oh, there's guys from Faster Pussycat, LA Guns, Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons,
Jamie Lane of Warrant. Like it was
so exciting. Like the first time I went, I was like, oh my God, this is like a crazy experience. And it's, 20, 30 minutes from where we live.
Right.
So what year was this exactly? Was it 90 or 91? 91, right?
91. Yeah. So we were in high school.
Barely.
Yeah, we just got into high school and then
junior high to high school.
Yeah. And then I got a fake ID when I was 18, so then I could go to all the clubs.
I didn't have a fake ID, but she got to go to all the clubs.
Wow. So in 1991, I was 20, but only not until August. So I was 19 all the way until
I think the first time we saw you, we saw you somewhere and you could only come in to play and then you had to like go out because you weren't 21. Or maybe I saw you because I had a fake ID when I was 18. But it was something where I remember you were like, well, they only let me in to play and then I had to go back out or something.
I remember they did that in Utah and it was snow tide.
Oh, well.
Utah is a whole different thing.
So but that's the only time I remember actually having to go in and out.
Okay.
I don't remember in Hollywood, but
maybe you told me the story when we were together somewhere else, probably.
I think it's the in Rock City News. I tell the story, or Lance tells the story in Rock City News.
Okay. That's the problem with memories when you're 30 years later. It's like, did I read it? Did I see it? Did I experience it? What?
Yeah, 34.
I remember Laura had a fake ID, so she got into like way more places than I could get into, and she would tell me a lot of like fun stories, and I was like, oh, I wish I was there.
Oh yeah. So what made you go to the Blackboard Jungle reunion shows, and how many have you been to? First of all.
Well, once that was our first like introduction to Hollywood was meeting Kenny and Britt and Brent.
From the photos.
So then once we started seeing them, we went to every show they played from there on out, which then exposed us Hung Jury, Slam Pound, Imagine World Peace, Street Love, Wicked Jester, Wicked Gypsy. It was just like whoever's opening for whoever, and then you see all these other bands and then you get into them. And so then when Blackboard Jungle started doing their reunion shows, and I think we saw it on Facebook maybe 15 years ago. We went to the first one.
Uh, no, more than
More
it had
than
to be
that
longer.
for the
Yeah,
reunion?
we just
Yeah.
were like, because you move away from it for so long, and then you have, Laura lived in a whole different area. She moved up to Northern Cal. I got married, had kids. Like you move away from it, and then you hear that this is happening, and you're like, oh my god! Like I could see like my favorite band. Like you don't get to see them, on MTV or whatever,
Right.
you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I have these memories of these bands and like I can actually go and see them again. The first time we went, oh my God, we were so excited, like
It was like
singing
a high
along
school reunion for
and
us,
and like
basically.
remembering every lyric to every song and like
And
it
then
just
seeing
was
all these
so
other people where it was like, oh my God, oh,
yeah, like
like
I remember you and
it was definitely like a high school reunion for us because
we call it our high school reunion
that's who
because
we
yeah,
went to high school with was,
we didn't
Blackboard Jungle swinging thing.
we didn't go to the prom. We went to the Troubadour the night of our prom to
Well,
see Slam
we
Hound.
went flyering with Slam
We were
Hounds.
friends with Slam Hound, and like
Yeah,
that was our
that was our prom.
prom. So like
That's
this is our
funny.
high school reunion.
Right.
Now, did,
But the
did you go?
Blackboard Jungle reunion shows are epic.
So fun.
Now, were there other bands playing with Blackboard Jungle yet at the reunion shows when you first went?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we saw the Zeros play with them, I
Yes.
feel like, a
Yeah.
while ago. And then once they got like swinging thing, there was Hung Jury. I know Alley Cat Scratch was supposed to play one
Yes. And
time,
Alley Cat
but I
Scratch.
think Eddie broke his collarbone, so they couldn't play. But it was like to see Swinging Thing and Blackboard Jungle, like to us, that was seeing the two biggest strip bands
Those were our favorite.
co-headlining.
Yeah.
Like it was pretty epic.
And Swing and Thing, like we were good friends with the guys in Swing and Thing. So once that took hold, we were like, okay, that is that.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, we love Blackbird Jungle, but to see both of them together was just like that was the most fun.
Yeah.
Now, you guys did I don't think you guys then are probably not aware that Imagine World Peace did one of those way back in 2008.
We must not have been at that.
I had okay, so I was pregnant.
That's right. She was
Yes.
pregnant, wouldn't go.
So my son just
Oh,
and you lived in
What a
Northern
jerk. And I lived in Northern
She lived in
California.
Northern Cal, and I was about to have a baby, and that was one of the rare ones we skipped. I
Right.
think.
And
Yeah,
I
there was-
wasn't gonna go without her because
Yeah.
I was like,
She's like, I'm not gonna fly all the way down there without you. I
right,
can't believe
right.
this that one.
that's a
You can
bummer.
blame my son. He's not home now, but I will give him a stern talking to. You made me miss Imagine World Peace, which was one
Yeah,
of our favorite
I don't know if
bands. Like we loved you guys.
I don't know if you realize, but we were the first band to ever play like where they had two Sunset Strip bands. That was the first.
Really?
Yeah, they never did that before.
Okay.
What it was I was going to see them play, and they would have Mandy from Glamour Punks do an encore, like a couple years in a row. And I was like, I would like to see the Glamour Punks actually play a set, or some of the other Sunset Strip bands. So me and Theodore went down there the next year and then talked to them about it. And then we hopped, 2007, and in 2008 we hopped on the bill. And so I was telling them, you should do like have a whole bunch of Sunset. Telling Britt, you should have a bunch of strips.
Yes.
We're sitting on the sidewalk. I remember that after the show. He goes, whatever you do, don't play more than once a year because it makes it real special. If you play,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
we were playing like every 4 months or something for a little while, and then nobody would think. And I actually know what he means because I went to one of those shows where they were opening for Jet Boy at the Key Club, and but they just played like 3 times, and so everybody was there for Jet Boy, and they were like, it felt like when they played, no one knew who they were because they didn't have enough of their fan base because they spread it thin. So I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing that makes it so epic. And then everybody stays in the same hotel and everybody parties the night before. And then it's a whole, it literally is like a reunion because
and everybody's singing every word. Like it's like everyone there. It's so cool because like back in the day, I was so shy. I didn't talk to anybody. Like, Keith, I've told you a million times because I'm like, I loved you so much because I got drunk and I was like, I loved you. But
she loved Kid Darling.
I did. I loved Kid Run. But like now that we're older and like I like to talk to people now, and so it's so fun to like see people and you're like, I love this song too, and like you really connect with people where you're like, we both love this thing, like we all love this weird little moment in time.
It's like being fans of a sporting team.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
all have something in common to start with, and then that's your basis for going and
Right?
expanding out into all these other sub things where it's like, oh wait, you also saw Wicked Jester and Wicked Gypsy, like
Yeah, you start
random.
talking and you like find you have all these things in common, and it's
Yeah,
just like this really cool thing that like we get to do once a year, you
right.
know.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
No,
And we're so old, we can't do it more than
I
once a
can't do it
year.
more than
We
once a
won't.
year.
It takes 3 days to recover. So
Right.
no, I know what you mean. I know what you
right,
mean.
right.
Um, I was going to ask you. Um, so how many of those do you think you went to, those Blackboard Jungle show, the reunion ones?
I mean, most of them, really. There's only a few that we
Yeah,
missed, I feel
because we
like.
missed this year because I moved to Wisconsin and it was like not going to work
We didn't do
out.
that one. I didn't. My father-in-law passed away one year. We didn't
And
do that.
well, I went, you didn't go.
Yeah.
And I forced people who had never been to a show to go, and they were like,
She brought people.
and I remember
Yeah.
Phil Lewis was there from LA Guns, and he like got up and performed with them, and I was like, it's Phil Lewis. And I was like talking to him, and the people I went with were like, I don't understand what this is. And I was like, you're not my people. I don't understand why we're here.
I feel like we've only missed
Yeah,
maybe
that's the only thing.
3. Yeah.
Yeah,
The only thing about those shows is that people invite their whole family, but they don't even get it at all. So I
Right.
remember
Yeah.
that was another thing that I was thinking is when Blackboard Jungle was playing all by themselves. I was thinking I didn't hardly recognize anybody, and almost
right.
no
Yeah.
one enough to be there
Yeah,
at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah.
And so, like they need more bands, like a whole bunch of bands. But then
I
even
agree. Yeah.
but even
Yeah.
then, when they have a whole bunch of bands, I, um, I still want it to be like more people that I actually recognize from the Sunset Strip, like densely in the,
Right.
not so scattered. And it is
Well,
like that more or less now.
but a lot of times it would be like people who are like, "Oh, I work with Kenny now or whatever." And I'm like, "Well, you don't know the Kenny Price that
For
we
now,
know.
Right.
Like
yeah,
the rock star who let, like it's kind of funny, but and I get it.
Yeah.
Or family members of theirs come and I'm like, "Why are you in the front row? You don't know every word to every song. Like this
Yeah.
is our jam. Like step to the back." But
yeah,
it is
yeah.
cool because you end up we every time we have met people that then it's like, oh, you were at that show or you were at that show and you were at that show from 30 years ago, and it's very connective, so it's cool.
So so were you guys friends for how long? So how old were you when you two became friends?
Oh,
Second grade.
yeah. We've been friends since
Oh,
we were like 8 years old.
Yeah.
are you kidding me? I didn't know
No.
that.
No, so we've
Well,
been best friends second grade, and now we're 29,
Right.
so
We're 20. We're gonna turn 30 this year, I think.
yeah, because you're just a few years older than us and you're like 32, right?
yeah.
Close.
Yeah. No, I
So
mean, it
So
all came
we
from
yeah.
her. I mean, we always like we gravitated, I think, towards each other from an early age, but like we liked Motley Crue, and when all our other friends were like, "Oh, do you like New Kids on the Block?" and we were like, "No."
No,
We're
right.
like, "We're watching Headbangers Ball," and we're
Yeah. Yeah, they
yeah.
were watching like, yeah, Britney, whatever boy bands, and we were
yeah,
like, we're staying up and VHS tape recording Headbangers Ball so we can
yeah.
watch back the new Skid Row video or
Yeah, we
whatever
were
it
like
was.
into Skid Row, and so we all already had that sort of basis. And then our friend Karen, like you said, was like a year older than us, and she was like, "Hey, I went to this really cool place called the Troubadour, and I saw this band. I think one of her friends was dating a guy or something in a band." And we were like, "Well, that sounds fun." And I go, "But I can't tell my dad about it, so I'm just going to say I'm at your house." And then she's like, "We'll just sneak out and we'll get there." And that made it more exciting too, because then we were like, "Ooh, we're like being really
Well,
naughty."
and then
And
I think the super cool part too is like we're all these fans of all these guys in the bands because you're very talented musicians, and but then we
Uh,
became very good friends with the guys in Blackboard Jungle,
yeah.
Swinging Things, Slam Hound. Like these guys were at my high school graduation party in my parents' backyard. Like
Mhm.
they came over, to barbecue with my parents because a lot of them were transplants. Like I remember Henry, from Michigan.
Mhm.
And like one weekend, it was like he came and stayed at my parents' house for like a break from Hollywood. And Paris and Eric and Josh would come out and play basketball with my dad in the driveway. And my mom would barbecue for us. And it was like you guys became real people who
And,
are
like,
just
we're still
incredibly
we're
talented
still
artists.
friends with
And
them.
we are
Like,
still
yeah,
friends.
I mean, and that's what's cool is like we're friends on Facebook and we communicate, but like we get to see everybody once a year at the reunion,
Gotcha.
or, you know, like
We don't
it's
And
see
Dave
Slam
saying
now,
changed the
though.
brakes on my Mustang, so that was important.
I painted a house with Dave and
Kenny and
Kenny.
Dave.
Yeah, like Laura, like I would just show up at Laura's. I think you were at Laura's house one time because, well, you remember I was in love with you. And she was like, she called me and she was like, "Kid Darling's at my house." Like you were over at her house for some reason. I think you were like dropping off tickets to something or whatever. And I was like, "I'll be right over." And but there would always be like guys, you know, like just we all became friends and like we're still friends, which is really cool.
Yeah, I
Well,
noticed like when I was doing the Sunset Strip scene, I noticed that all the guys were from the other bands. Not all, but almost all were like kind of similar. Where I don't know if didn't you notice that? Like there was a similarity between our personalities. I thought.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, and
Whenever
the thing I always liked was like, whenever I tell them about my history of hanging out there, oh, you were a groupie. I'm like,
No,
no,
we weren't.
I
Yeah.
was friends with these incredibly talented artists that I admired. And like at the time, if what I could give them was a ride to a show, it wasn't about groupie stuff. It was like
Yeah.
about we're friends and we connected on our love of music and our love of like passion for the strip and what was going on. And it was like
yeah,
it made people who were fans of music feel so connected to the music.
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. It wasn't like a groupie thing like people. It's because
No.
Nikki went around saying that for so
Right.
long.
Mhm.
Right.
Because he lies and makes things grand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Motley Crue. It's one of my favorite bands.
Me
But
too.
man, when he does interviews, my whole life I've been going, why does he have to lie every single time? What's
Yeah.
wrong with this guy?
Well, and I don't like that it
That was a
diminishes
super
like
lie.
female fans of this genre of music. Like it diminishes us to like, oh, we were just there to have sex with these. I'm like,
No.
no, that's not what it was. Like we were friends. We bonded over things. We
We
like
really
wrote
loved
songs with you. We like
we like loved the music. We
and the
really
people.
yeah.
Like you guys were all very good, genuine guys. I'm sure there were some douchey asshole guys, but for the most part, I met a lot like Paris Sinclair from Slamhound is one of the most philosophical,
Mhm.
intelligent, well spoken, well thought out human beings I've ever met. And I loved being in high school, like philosophizing with him at 4 in the morning on the top of Runyon Canyon or whatever. And it was never sexual. It was
Right.
like, this guy's really
The
smart.
Penketh brothers were like you're
Oh, the
well
Penketh brothers. Yeah.
her sister dated Mike and like Chris is a lifelong friend of ours. Like we never felt like I know we put ourselves in a position of like, oh my God, we were what 15, 16 years old running around the streets of Hollywood and like we were protected by these really good dudes. Like we had
Yeah.
like really awesome people around us, like them and Sonny and Henry and
Yeah.
and the guys and
And
Brett
Kenny and
and
Dave
Kenny and
and
Dave.
Briggs, like
Like
it was
yeah, and like
Joel Patterson. That guy's
oh,
genuine
he's like a
gem.
saint, that dude.
Such a
Yeah.
great guy.
And like we just had like I have nothing but like
Great
good
memories.
memories. Like
Yeah.
no yeah, because like we had good people around us. We were all just enjoying the music and the scene and having fun. And thank God there were no phones just because we were so in the moment. We weren't
Right.
like, oh, I have to I gotta
Record this or
yeah, I have
live
to
stream
post this or whatever. Like I have these memories of like we were there. We were just like
hanging.
loving the moment and we loved the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might take a few photos here and there, and that's kind of all it ever was.
Right?
As
Right.
opposed,
Yeah.
as opposed to now, people just film everything all the time.
Everything.
Everything.
Which,
Yeah.
by the way, I know I have photos of S's first space somewhere because I came to your rehearsal one time and I took pictures of you guys, and I'm like, I gotta find them so I can send them to you
She
because
was, oh my God, thank God
I
for
always
Laura.
had a camera.
She always had a camera and she would make these scrapbooks because I'll look through them. She would make me scrapbooks where I'm like, because we're friends with like Joshua Danger or whatever. But I go
from Street Love.
I go, who is our friend Josh? And I go, what was the name of his band? And she's like,
Street Love.
Street Love.
Here
And
it
I
is.
go, oh,
I can
because
pick them
I
up.
have a photo album. There's Laura was like,
I would
Street Love.
write their name and the
Yeah.
flyer and when we
Because
saw them and where.
They didn't have Facebook back then, so I don't have a reference point other than through her.
My
And so
scrapbooks.
she made me all these scrapbooks, and like I can remember, and dirty tricks, which I call dirty trucks.
Yes, in the email.
Yes. But yeah, like I wouldn't. I was like, oh, that guy Mark, like he was super fun.
And I was like, he
Remember-
lived right behind that New York pizza
I'm like,
place,
yes, I
and we would
remember
get
him,
dollar
yeah.
pizza slices.
But like that's my point of reference is like all these. You documented it. Like, thank
Right.
God, thank you. For doing
I
that.
know. It was fun. I mean, it was such a cool, like, once in a life. Like, we're so happy that we got to have that experience because most people, it's so unique.
It is.
Did you guys play instruments or sing or anything like that?
No,
When we're drunk, we sing, but it's not
it's
what you
not
want to
good.
hear.
It's not good. What's amazing, like one of my children is like extremely musically, and I like my husband has a completely like he loves old punk music, which was not my scene, and he is not into like the glam stuff that I was into, but like our child, he's a great piano player, like
by ear. He
can hear something. He plays guitar, he plays piano. He's just
which I feel like
amazing.
is how you are because you play everything and do everything and play every genre of music. So you're probably like one of those like, oh, I heard it once and now I play it every time.
Here's my husband. He's gonna show him here, Keith.
His shirt.
Show him your shirt. The Damned.
The Damned.
He likes the
Oh,
Damned.
the Damned. Now you didn't go to the Sunset Strip scene, right?
What?
You didn't go. Your husband, he didn't go to the Sunset Strip, right?
No, I met
No.
him a little later.
She married a punk.
He was in one of those punk bands in the mid '90s that had a record deal. Maybe you know who it is, the X Idols.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, they were just playing them.
We were just playing.
We were rocking
Yes.
out to them today, and we were like, "Oh my god,
Pretty
we
good.
love every
Really
song."
good. Yes. So
Yeah.
And that's what she said. She's like, "Wait, Travis, you would actually like them. They're punk."
yeah.
Yeah, it's weird because we were like, it's the three guys from Imagine World Peace, but they wanted to do like more alternative rock because it was getting popular. And I go, well, I saw this punk singer open up for us at the Whiskey,
Oh, Gary.
breaking everything, and in the stage, all the microphone stands. The singer of the X Idols before he was in the X Idols, he was in Tragedy Club, and and he looked like Iggy Pop, like almost exactly like him.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
right, like exactly like him, and kind of acted like that too. Like he is a little. He committed suicide, so he really was like that.
Yeah, he was on the edge. He was always on the edge. I remember the few times I met him, I was like, "Ooh, this is intense."
Every song, "I Die Tomorrow," "Pill Popper," every song was yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, "Let me write my suicide note to the
Right.
beat of the drum."
It's like Darby O'Crash or something.
Yeah. So how did you guys meet? You and Angela after the scene?
Oh. Okay. You want to hear a fun story?
95?
I'm gonna get up there.
Okay. Oh wait, now this thing. Hold on. Give us a sec.
Is-
Oh,
I
this is like.
noticed that the
So-
pictures you guys have together, you're
Yeah.
still.
So
I could tell it's like in the '90s, so I figured it was right around that time you guys must have met.
It was 1995, and Laura and I, we were going to the same junior college, and Laura's like, "Oh, I'm going to go on this like study abroad program in England," and I go, "Well, that sounds like fun. I think I'll do that too," and because I had no direction in life, I was like, "What's Laura doing? I'm going to do whatever Laura does," and my dad goes, I'm not paying for that. What are you talking?" And I'm like, "No, I'll figure it out. I really feel like I need to do this." Well, we went and we lived in this dorm, and this was my next door neighbor, this guy.
Also on a study abroad program.
30 years ago.
30
From a
years,
different school.
30 years ago, from a different school, but we ended up we lived in the same dorm room.
Are
or
you guys
dorm building? What's that?
Are you guys the same age?
No, he's way older than me.
How did that happen?
That.
He's 5 years older than me, but we ended up like it was just a junior college program.
54 now.
54 too.
Hey.
And you used to be
71, 1971, right?
What's that? Yeah,
Yep.
class of '89.
Froze.
Yeah.
Oh,
Class
There
of
it goes.
89.
89.
Yeah, I'm class of '89 too. That's wild. Almost never. Nobody's exactly my age. That's kind of funny. Everyone's always a little older than me. Is everyone a little
Yeah.
with you?
Well, he was this guy next door, and he had like totally different musical taste, but it opened up a lot to me. Like I never heard of the Damned. I never heard of the Toy Dolls. No, have you ever heard of No Means No?
No, I don't
Oh,
listen to rock. That was
I
the
know,
iron.
but you
The
should
whole
like
thing.
they're old, but like they're one of these bands that I've heard. I only know through him, and I was like, oh, everybody should know this band. It's like when I hear like Blackbird Jungle, I'm like, I want to tell everybody, like, how do you not know Blackbird Jungle? Well, because they weren't like a famous band, but like really talented bands. But I've heard like a lot. He opened up my mind to like a
I
lot.
was going to Sunset in the early '90s, but it was like Mad Parade and DI and adolescence shows and
It was a
Yeah,
different.
yeah, so well.
That was
what was Thelonious Monster?
Oh yeah, I loved them.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I like them for some reason. They were recording in the same recording studio as me, and they were like way older. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they started a band called 11. Does that sound familiar to you?
I'm not sure. No.
Like who's that?
Nothing creepy going on.
Laura's creeping in. Yeah, I don't, I mean, there's just like so many things that I felt like I had a big broad, because I liked a lot of classic rock and a lot of like glam. I was always like Bowie and T-Rex
Stones.
and Stone and like Doors, and then he like opened up this whole thing. Like I never would have heard of these bands if and like now like The Damned is one of my favorite bands. We just saw them that like for my birthday. So like but back in the day, because I never would have. So like that I have to tell, like that I was in love with him.
Kid friendly.
I'm like I was in love with you, but I was like it. That's what brought me to it, was like I loved the look of the guys with the long hair and the eyeliner and all that, and I loved the music. But like it kind of closed me off to like I was really into like, okay, if you weren't like into glam, whatever. And then
Some people
when I
are
met
like,
you, like it opened up more stuff because I was like, well, these guys aren't cute, but like they make really good music. So now I have a broader like love of music.
now your sister, she never went. Laura, your sister never went to the Sunset Strip shows, though, right? I only
Oh
know
yes.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
she did.
No, Lynn did.
We
Yeah.
brought her.
from
Hold on.
the
I
disco
made
show.
some.
All right, Lynn. Laura's coming
Wait,
back.
what?
I thought I
Sorry.
only knew him from the disco shows. I don't remember.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
got way more into the disco shows, but she came, like, we started bringing her a couple of times into it, and she was super into it. But I mean, the FM station Boogie Nights era was like years of, which was fun because, like, I sent you the picture, like, me and Kenny and Britt, like, Henry, me and Henry were dancing up on the stage. Like, it
Oh,
was fun because all those guys loved it and they came and supported you. And other than Filthy McNasty being McNasty.
yeah. Yeah, because your
It,
sister, remember I was telling you that story?
yeah,
Your sister got kicked or
she
something in
got
the
jumped.
stomach.
She got jumped. I was not there and she got jumped.
So terrible.
Yeah,
And you like saved her.
That was
I
very
took it
nice of you.
backstage, and freaking Filthy McNasty goes, "Oh, we can't have the liability. We got to get her and put her on the sidewalk." She's
Not
literally
on the
on the
sidewalk.
floor. She's on the floor in pain. What?
Right.
Oh my
No,
And
she
so,
got jumped by some chick who thought her boyfriend liked my sister. And I was like, that sounds like a you problem, sweetie. Like,
yeah.
but
And
I was out of town and I was like, because I was the chick who no one was ever going to enter my dance space, or like I was the one who would kick everybody's ass if you got in my way. So
yeah.
then she did it the one time I wasn't there. And I was like, who is she? Where is she? And she was never there again. So, but what I did love was at the FM station, they had 99-cent MGDs until 10 p.m. And so my sister and I would fill the table of Miller Genuine Draft 99 cents. And then we would make it through the next 3 sets of Boogie Nights.
See, I didn't go there. I didn't have a fake ID like Laura.
She
I was a
didn't.
good girl.
She was not a
Oh,
good
'cause
girl.
you
She
were
was,
old enough to be there. Because I was only 23 when I was starting to do that. So
yeah, it was
station,
still 21.
I was like 25 maybe by the time we were playing FM station, I think.
Mhm.
So yeah, I was still little, but
Right.
You're right, but my son's 25 right now. So
Isn't that
he's
crazy?
although
It says
he's really
her youngest just turned 17. I'm like, that's not.
I'm like, no,
appropriate.
that's not. Our math isn't
Nothing.
mathing, right? Like, that's not. To Keith, you look like you're 25, so
Right.
like, you can't have a 25-year-old, right? And I'm only 30, right? So I can't possibly. I have a 20-year-old. Like, that's not possible, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I know. Especially my son's so tall too. He was a basketball player. He went to Santa Cruz and played basketball.
Oh, cool.
Banana slugs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
banana slugs.
how did you know that? Oh my
Because we're
God!
from
We're from
California.
California, dude.
Yeah, he's on the Banana Slugs. He was the captain of the team in his senior year. Actually,
Oh
he,
my God.
God, that's crazy. I know my kids are so tall. Like I'm 5'3", my husband's 5'8", and our kids are like 5'10". I was like, how did this happen? But the cool thing is my kids both have, not to brag, but they both. I already said my youngest is a musician. My oldest, his favorite bands are all like Alice in Chains. He likes like really like 90s he loves Nirvana. Like my kids have really good musical taste, and I'm like, thank God.
You're not sitting over here listening to.
They love like classic rock, and they don't think like, oh, you're just listening to old people music. I'm like, yes, they like
Right.
appreciate like a lot of good music.
Musicianship.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Playing
No,
your own songs.
I go to people's houses in the weekdays and teach people for like 25 years, and like
Wow.
it's funny, the kids, they all want to learn like Sweet Child of Mine or some Crazy Train, the same songs that I wanted to learn when I was little. Although,
yes,
Right.
that's awesome.
although there is like
Right.
one of my students, he's all into like modern alternative rock, which sounds exactly like 90s music though,
Yeah.
but not the grunge stuff, more like the softer stuff, where it's like
Okay.
more punky and acoustic guitar-y. And he when I talk to him, he's never heard of like any Led Zeppelin song. I'm like, wow, that's wild.
That's
Or
not
like,
good.
No.
or I've never heard like my students have never heard of "Stand by Me."
No, come on.
Stand by me when the night. I was like, you don't
Right.
recognize
One of the greatest songs ever written.
Yeah.
one of my parents. They're so young now because they're like in their early 30s. Never Unchained Melody. I was like,
No.
you don't. Oh, you don't know that song?
Right?
Go
Nope.
watch
Yes.
Ghost. Go
Yeah,
watch
go watch
Ghost.
Ghost.
It's literally the Patrick Swayze make you cry song. Like
They
what?
wouldn't even know. Yeah, it's incredible. Like what young people don't know. They don't know who the Beatles are barely. Like,
Well, and I feel like we
almost at
grew
all.
up like because our parents just had radio. It was like I remember. Oh God, what was the local like rock radio station that my dad listened to? K Earth.
K Earth
K Earth 101.
Yeah.
And so I knew all of that stuff because of KF 101, and I knew the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, was of it because Janis
Doo-wop.
Joplin, like Bob Marley, because you didn't have access to new stuff. You had to listen to what they were
That's
listening
all we
to.
had.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
My youngest is named Jude, right?
Hey Jude.
Hey Jude.
Oh, really? From after the Beatles song?
We actually had a really good friend, our friend, my husband's friend, and my friend. We had a friend named Jude who passed away very young, and so I was toying with the idea, but at the same time, I made sure my youngest knew the Beatles back and forth, and he loved the song "Hey Jude," and so I floated the idea of naming the next baby Jude because our friend. I was like, "Oh, we should name it after our friend who passed away," and my son Sammy was like, that baby is Hey Jude. I would be it wasn't Jude, it was Hey Jude. Because I was like, oh, I kind of like this name or this name, whatever. And he would be like, he'd point at my stomach and go, no, mommy, that baby is named Hey Jude. And I was like, because he was obsessed with the Beatles. And it's like, and my son, I mean, he is still, but my younger son, who's the musician, is like, he loves Pink Floyd. Like we were
Yeah.
we were driving around today and Wish You Were
Here
came on, and Laura's like, I love this song. And I was like, me too. And I go, Jude knows how to play this on guitar. And he knows how to play like a bunch of Pink Floyd songs. And I was like, I have succeeded in life. If that's all I did was just like I created a human who like has that appreciation, then I did my job. Like I'm done.
That's the way I look at it too, because everyone looks at it like you have to become like a famous celebrity if you're a musician. But really, it's just kind of fun to watch, especially if you appreciate your kid practicing, because some parents don't care. I'll tell you right now.
Right. Oh. I was the nanny, and I had 2 boys, and the one was very musical, and so, but Hair Nation was my favorite channel on Sirius XM. So he ended up when he was 8 at his talent show, and his parents were like super nerdy tech Silicon Valley people. At his talent show in like 2nd grade, he played We're Not Gonna Take It. And I
Yeah.
said, dedicated to your teachers. And so one dude played drums, he played guitar, and then they had a backing track. And it was like, we're not gonna take. And here's this 8-year-old like going, like busting it. And I'm like, my greatest achievement. I was a teacher. I was an aunt. This is the best thing I've ever done.
You did it.
Is created an 8-year-old who has super nerdy tech billionaire parents, and he's playing We're Not Gonna Take It. Like, I've made my impression on the world.
An anti-establishment song.
I was like, that's all I can do.
Yes.
Billionaire tech. What are you talking about? Are you a billionaire?
No. I was a nanny in Silicon Valley.
Oh, okay. Now it makes sense.
For billionaire tech people who.
I was like, when did you become a billionaire? Is what I was thinking.
He's like, let me send you a private message.
I'm like, why am I still working?
Yeah, nobody I know would still be working if I was a billionaire. Trust me.
Not unless it was like a dream job, like it's like being in a band or something.
I'm like, I would be the best billionaire. It would be the best time for everybody. Everybody would be having the best time. There would be no
very generous.
No oppression, no nothing. It would just be good times.
Beer.
You guys know, but I actually, you said you missed a couple of shows of the Blackboard Jungle reunions, and you said it was the 2008 one and the last one. Those are the only two. Those are the only two that I ever played.
Oh my God!
I played a few months ago.
But I did. But Travis and I came to your thing at the Viper Room, and we're anticipating the next one because, like, when you
it was like an earlier show.
Yeah, when you pulled everybody together and did the fun thing. So like, we'll always be there. But like, this last one didn't work out because you had
one of your kids had something too.
Yeah, it was like something.
I didn't even know I was going to play until about 5 days before the show. Tommy Black calls me and says, my guitar player can't do the show. Can you do the show? It's like 7 songs, Ringo Starr Beatles covers. And they do Ringo's Star, That's what they call it, Ringo's Star.
Oh, yeah. Cute.
And we went on right after Blackboard Jungle finished playing. We went on right after. And the reason why he did that is because Swingin' Thing was supposed to play the show, I think is what it was, and then didn't in the last minute. Instead of getting another band, Tommy Black just
okay.
all the bartenders and the door lady that collects the money.
Right.
She plays
the lady that's been
she's
there
the best.
Forever.
She's the best. She's been there
forever. She's been there forever.
Yeah, she's the accordion player in the band.
Oh my God, how funny!
Yeah,
every band needs an accordion player.
Yeah, I just posted it on Facebook like a week ago of that.
I saw it. Yeah. The clip.
Yeah, I forgot to even post anything because I hadn't even mentioned that I did that show.
It was David Faustino or something was there?
Yeah,
Bud Bundy.
Yeah, I saw you post. I'm like, Bud Bundy was there. We missed it.
I know how. Yeah. How weird is that? But
that was always the weird thing too at shows. There would be random famous people, like up. Bud Bundy or like whatever. It was like
Amy Down showed up last. But he's famous to me. I don't know if that's famous to everybody, but
no. But there would be random famous actors or like I know it was weird. I can't remember his name right now, but his dad. This is tragic. His dad had lit the bed on fire. There was a custody dispute. What was his name?
What?
And he had been horribly burned. There's literally a Lifetime movie about it. His dad had burned, and he was always at all the Hollywood shows. And he was huge.
I totally know what you're talking about.
There's literally a Lifetime movie about it.
Yes,
because it was like burning bed.
I totally know what you're talking about. And he was at a
he was at all of them because he loved the live music and he was a huge fan. And it was like horribly tragic.
I have not remembered that in like years.
This is what happens when we start talking and then
drinking.
Random things come to my mind where I'm like, oh my God, I remember hanging out with that guy. And now there's like I'll listen to a podcast about that incident.
But there would be random things that like people.
Or Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons was at a lot of stuff because he was
at the show at the Whiskey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was like
Paul Stanley. And
Paul
they,
Stanley,
Stanley was-
Paul Stanley.
I think
Okay.
I
I feel like we did.
talked to you, Laura, when I walked out from backstage because they walked in like all conceited.
right.
And so that got on my last nerves. So I walked out of the door. I'm like a punk kid, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
I am.
Well,
Now,
so here's the
I didn't grow up with Kiss because I'm from a black neighborhood, so I never heard
Yeah.
of Kiss. So I grew up with Rick James and like that kind of stuff.
Yes, Rick James.
right. Well, and we were like
Kiss-
not Kiss fans. Her sister was, but
Kiss
she
had
was
like 3
hold on.
good songs. Okay.
But she was super scared of Kiss because her older sister had like pictures of them with the face stuff on. So
Yeah.
she
Didn't
was
like
always
that.
scared
He
of
scared
them.
me.
So we were at a show. I don't know if it was who it was, but Gene Simmons was there. And so I had gone up to him and I'm like, oh my God, she's like super scared of you because you're Gene Simmons, you got the face makeup. So he like came up behind her,
Ugh.
but then he was super
He
creepy and
grabbed my
inappropriate,
butt.
grabbed her butt.
I was 15
and we
he
were like 15
was
and
like
it was
grabbing me and I was like, I'm
and
uncomfortable.
what did he say? He like said something creepy into your ear.
Yes,
and
I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
And then we saw him multiple other times. Like he hit on me
He
at
was
like a
always
Halloween
around.
party, and I was dressed up as like a farm girl, and he was like, again, like
He's
pulled my
crazy.
hair, like, and I was like, ew.
But you know
So,
who was always cool is
He was not cool.
Lemmy. Lemmy,
Lemmy
we
was
would
so
run
cool.
into Lemmy at the Rainbow like everybody did, and he
Yeah, I
was
did.
so sweet and so nice.
Or
And
the Roxy, he'd be at the Roxy.
yeah, he was just like a sweet dude.
But Gene Simmons was always
creepy,
creepy.
creepy.
And then when the Gene Simmons Family Jewel show came out, I was like, oh, he's kind of funny. But
he is funny, but creepy.
His son's nice. I met his son too. And his son helped me
Okay.
in the post office at the House of Blues because it's like around the building. And he walked me over there and everything. Didn't know who I was. I didn't act like I didn't even realize it was him. Just some nice kid,
Right.
you know.
Yeah,
And
Right.
I think his kid came out good.
I think
That,
so.
yeah,
Yeah,
his both his kids seem to
But
be
the
good.
reason why I
so.
never got into Kiss is because when they used to do interviews in the 80s, the early 80s and mid 80s, they would always be so, him and Paul would be so dorky. Like,
Yeah.
they would say like stuff that bands didn't say at all.
Yeah.
And I didn't love Kiss. I didn't feel like it was great, talented music. Everyone's gonna hate me right now, but like,
I'm not
Okay,
really-
wait, early stuff, maybe.
it was like kitschy, like attention grabbing bullshit. By the time I was old enough to watch it,
Okay, but
Almost
one
all
of
the
my
people- Right.
it did okay. Well, I just every time I make a playlist, like I put "Calling Dr. Love" on it because that's a good song, right?
Yeah.
They
No, I like
call me Dr. Love, calling Doctor. No, she doesn't.
is it a good song or is it just? I mean, listen, you can name a bunch of Motley
It's a
Crue
catchy
songs that
song.
you love. It
Okay.
doesn't mean they're a good
I know.
song. It means it's
They had some. I
catchy.
feel like some early stuff was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, and I did like Tears Are Falling. When I was a kid, I really liked that one. And so there's certain songs that I liked, but I
Well,
wasn't
they're so
them
sweet.
because they were so conceited and forward about it. At least David Lee Roth
Yeah,
pretended like he had a sense of humor, you know?
Right.
yeah.
But
I like.
like-
And then there were
have a
so
sense of
many
humor.
other people that we met that were so kind, like
Yeah.
Janie Lane and Eric Turner and Jerry, like the guys from Warrant. They were so kind and appreciative, and they weren't creepy. Like they understood that we were young girls that they should not be hitting on.
I met Nikki
or
Sixx
in the mall.
with my mom at the Beverly Center, and my mom was like, "Oh my god, this was so embarrassing," because I was like 13, and I was like, my mom goes, "Isn't that the guy from the band that you?" She's like the nicest lady still, and she's
Still.
like, that's Nikki Sixx? Because people were like, there was a buzz going around, like, "Oh my god, that's Nikki Sixx," and my mom's like,
And I was
"Oh."
obsessed with Nikki.
And Laura was obsessed with him, and I go, "Yeah, I think that's Nikki Sixx." She's like, "Let's go talk to him," and and I'm like mortified. I'm like, "No, mom, no." And he was with his wife at the time. He was a Playboy bunny,
Brandy Bart. or
Brandy
something.
something. She was gorgeous. And my mom goes up to him, starts like chatting them up, and she's like, "Oh, your wife is so beautiful, and how are you doing? My daughter has posters of you on her wall." And I don't know what. Like, I'm making my mom sound Wisconsin, like she's from Southern California.
Because you're with
But
me.
she, but she's like, and he was the nicest. He's like
Thanks, Brett.
chatting my mom up and like talking, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like 13 years old, like I don't even know. Like, this is Nikki. It was Nikki friggin' Six, and
But she got me his autograph
did.
and saved the pen that he signed.
I
the
was like,
autograph
Nikki Six
with.
touched
Oh.
this pen, and I
I
brought
don't
it
know
back.
where it is. I think I still have it's
You
somewhere.
have to have
I
it. I'm
had to have
sure you
saved
put
it.
it in like a plastic bag or
I
something.
saved it. I had
But,
it in
yeah.
a frame in my house.
But like living in LA, you take that for granted. Like you meet people, you know, like I mean, we've met so many famous people, but like in Wisconsin where she lives now,
I
it's
know.
like,
Now
oh
I
my
know. And if
God.
I say anything, I'm like, I'm not bragging. I'm just
You just
saying,
run into
like,
people. I ran into Lionel Richie, like you know what I mean.
just-
I'm like, and like you just run into people.
we met Whoopi Goldberg
I
crossing the street. Remember
right?
with your dad?
And I met Rod Stewart with my dad. Like it's like you just you
Yeah.
know you walk around
LA.
and find people in
It's
LA.
LA.
Yeah.
You almost went over Drew Barrymore in front of Chin Chins.
Oh, she's really nice.
Oh, she
She was
annoys the shit.
jaywalking with her boyfriend, holding hands, ran
Oh.
right in front of my car. I had to slam on my brakes in my little Geo Metro at the time. And I look up, and it's freaking
Drew
Drew
fucking
Barrymore.
Barrymore. Yeah, she annoys me, so that
But she
makes
was
sense.
no, like
That's
because she's nice. I've met people that met her. And
What
she's nice. She's a
she's
nice lady.
Great. She's annoying.
She's a nice
I
lady.
don't like her. Everybody's nice.
Whatever.
All right, so I
Right,
got one
Keith.
more question. Because I said I'd make this like 30 minutes long. So,
I know we
Listen,
just like we're talkers. We can't
yeah,
shut up. That's
we're
why you
not.
shouldn't get us together because we just like we don't stop.
what are your they might be different. So, what are each of your top 5 favorite Sunset Strip bands that don't usually get mentioned?
Oh, don't usually get mentioned.
No, it's
By
always like
who?
the certain bands like Blackboard Jungle or even Imagine World Peace, but the ones that like Street Love does, I don't hear that. I want to bring out some love for some of the other bands.
Ooh, Lord Have Mercy.
Oh, we love Lord Have Mercy.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
That's a great band.
So good.
Heartthrob Mob.
Heartthrob Mob, another good one.
Cheesy glam.
Johnny's got a girlfriend, and now he doesn't hang out with the boys. Johnny, hey,
How
yeah.
does she remember
I don't
that?
know how I remember that, but I loved them.
I mean,
okay, yes.
I know, like Slam Hound was my kind of all time. I loved Slam Hound, but they
And
were
that's
pretty
Buck
big.
Cherry before, or the singer of Buck Cherry, so people might not know that.
Right. So he
Yeah.
was a singer by Cherry, but before he was in Slam, it was like, yeah, I'm a dog. I'm a fucking dog. Great song. I'm trying
No,
to
I
think
know
of
a
like
lot of their songs.
when's. What's that?
I know a lot of their songs. What else?
Do you have any of their music? Like, I have
No,
their cassette tape, but
Just hear it on YouTube. Although I do have Hung Jury's demo cassette.
I have. Okay, I think I have their cassette demo, but I'm
think
afraid to
but
play
I don't
it.
think it. Mine's warped or something. We need, yeah.
What was
I
the
have
Screaming in
Blackboard
Blue?
I have Blackboard Jungle cassette.
Yeah, me too. I have Slam Hound, Blackboard Jungle. I have Lord Have Mercy. I think I have Heartthrob Mom. I have
In Blue, I heard you say, right?
yeah.
That's what I have. Although it doesn't
Okay,
say anything, just the tape.
I have
forgot
that.
about Lord
And
Have Mercy, and we loved them.
yeah, they were
They were
good.
so good.
They were kind of Black Crowish.
Yeah.
We played with the Imaginal Piece at the Troubadour. I think it was my second to the last show. That you guys probably were there. Maybe that's how you.
Probably
there.
how we discovered them. That's what would
Yeah.
happen is we would like we went to Blackboard Jungle, then we discovered Hung Jury, Street Love, Wicked Gypsy or Wicked Jester, and then we went to Imaginal World Peace, and then we discovered Lord Have
Hung
Mercy,
Jury,
Heartthrob Mom. Like
good with that. Yeah.
yeah, it was weird. It was like you would we would get there always to see the opening bands, and then we're like, oh wait, we like them and them.
Mine
Yeah.
would be the same. I'm hard. Well, I
mean,
have to go
Wicked
back and look.
Jester,
But
Wicked Jester with Kenny Queens. He was always great. He ended up in Beautiful Creatures, but
We had a
such
bunch
a
of those
nice guy.
at the All Star Jam. Everybody but
Oh.
Kenny and the singer, I think. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I
He was such a.
I was talking.
I sang the
What?
Wicked Jester song. I sang the Wicked Jester song with them with Ash playing bass from Wicked
Oh,
Gypsy.
jeez. From Wicked Gypsy? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ash.
Kenny
It
Queens
was
was
like the
in what?
second to the last song of the night. Did you guys see that?
I wasn't there.
I
She
was there. And I ended up
Oh,
talking
you
to.
didn't go, right? That's right.
I was
That's-
in Wisconsin.
Yeah. But
That's right.
so I had recognized Kenny Queens. So my kids watch Disney stuff. He's an like he does animation. And I remember seeing his name on it because I was like, Kenny Queens, that's not a common name. And so I ran into him at one of the show. It was one of the Blackbird Jungle shows. And I go, I gotta ask you because like my kids watch a show. I think it was Phineas and Ferb or something, and he's like, "Yeah, I do animation," and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I saw your name on that, and then we started talking about it. And also, I was like, "Are you a vampire?" Because you literally look exactly the same as you looked in.
Yeah, he has not aged.
He is not aged. Probably not going in the sun is helpful, but yeah.
That's true.
But yeah, just to end, I can't think of any other. I mean, it was always like Blackbird Jungle. I always felt like Blackbird Jungle,
Swinging thing.
Swinging Thing. They were such underrated. Like I was like, and Imagine World Peace. Those were like my three favorite bands, and I was like, these are bands that everyone should know. They were like so good. And when the show that you did, and you and Theodore got up and you sang, I want to, yeah, I want to be with you.
We know every word still.
I still knew every word, and it was in my brain, and like I don't know where, because I don't have a recording of that, but like you guys started singing it, and I was like, I know this song.
And she sent me the video, and I'm like,
And
I know. I'm like singing along.
like it's in my brain somewhere. Like that.
Do you have a video clip of you guys singing along to us playing at that show? And
No, of her videotaping you guys.
I was FaceTiming her.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yes, and I was like, look at this, like they're singing that song that's like
that
been in my head for like
Clip of
30-something years.
I don't have any clips of that night.
Oh, do you have any?
I have probably.
I'll probably have some.
Yeah, I'll try to look. I'll see,
because I feel like she sent me a lot. She was drunk, so she was just taping the whole time.
Surprisingly.
And I'll send you what I do have a video wise, and I should post it to Facebook though. I thought
I think I posted all of them.
I think I did like months and months and months ago with the Wicked Gesture, but not the live show, just the rehearsal. Now that I think about it, we did some rehearsal.
Okay. Yeah. I think I'll see what I have, because I deleted a bunch of videos, but I think I had kept some of those. But like, it was just funny to me that like this song that I haven't thought of for years, like you guys started
heard in 30 years,
right? And you started singing it, and it's there in my head.
Yeah, that particular song, that was like I think that was the I Want to Be With You is the first song that me and Theodore ever wrote together.
Aww, I love that song.
So cute.
Like 2 songs. There was another one called "Give My Love," which we didn't really play, and but it had our favorite chorus in that, and another one we did it all in one day, I think. Sunday night. But yeah, that "I Want to Be With You." Did you ever see the little video of us actually doing it right when we got back from Hawaii before our first show?
I don't think so.
There's a video of me and Theodore sitting there. We didn't even unpack yet from Hawaii, and he opens up we start playing "I Want to Be With You," just me and him in his Hollywood apartment bedroom or whatever, and it came out perfectly. It's like it was really cool.
Yeah.
Send it to us.
Yeah. Send it.
Yeah, I should post that too.
You should. Yes.
But okay, so well, thank you so much for this interview. I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Thank you. It's like flashback.
I know.
Yeah, I was toying with the idea of taking some certain interview aspects of or parts of interviews, and like I want to make a book where I have like how I asked you like that one question, like what's your most memorable moment? Yeah. Those kind of like questions that like if you could say one thing, what would it be?
Right.
I wanted to like actually publish a book with like and get like 1,000 people all in the book saying like their most memorable moments.
That would be so cool.
Well, and there's so many questions you could ask and quotes and like
many different perspectives.
Because when you asked me that, I gave you that one, and then I'm like, well, that's because that was my first memory. And then I was like, oh, remember that time? Like this, that, this, and it's like we lived this crazy life that no one else lives, and it's really cool to like write it down.
Yeah, so I wanted to do the interview with the book, because like that book that I just did, that's all the guys in the band, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it when it's like you,
the fans' perspective.
Do you know who Marissa Tellez is?
Yeah, she wrote a book.
Got it. I have it, and it was interesting just hearing like the actual
fan perspective, right? Yeah, it's totally different.
It's completely different because for one, they talk about like the relationship aspect, which if you notice, none of the musicians ever say anything about any girlfriends, or they just talk about like the one show or whatever it may be,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
right? Or flyering. They'll talk about flyering.
Right. Oh, there was a lot of that.
Big part of our life. But yeah, I wanted to do it, but and then I was like I also wanted to get interviews with the people that actually were working at the clubs, like the people who like worked at the Rainbow
Yeah.
and Whiskey, and you know, like
The Zaris, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, you know, and because some of them people like they work at the Viper Room, and they one of them told me, oh yeah, I used to work at Club Lingerie back in 1991.
Club lingerie.
It was the waitress that the head door
Yeah.
front. The not the one that collects your money, but the one that takes your ID at the Viper Room.
Right.
Yeah, and that
That's
sort
crazy.
of stuff I hear all the time. And or like they used to bartend at the Rainbow, or like it was, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Just
they have
different
a
perspectives. Yeah.
yeah, and a different kind of story too. Like it's just a
Right.
completely different mood. Their stories are behind the scenes completely, and I wanted to combine that in equal parts. Like I didn't want to favor one thing or the other. I wanted to be like
Yeah.
the
When you
fan, the people who worked that actually had paying jobs, and then
and then the bands.
yeah,
That'd be
like
epic because it's
like
like
you should do
it's kind of
that.
like a full circle reality show where it's like the people out there, the people up here, and the people out there. Like it's like what was everybody's perspective of.
yeah, like nowadays you can do that, because like the book that I was the last book, or the book that I'm in, he was
Yeah.
saying like his guy won't let him put the pictures on every page. They have to make like one page with a collage or whatever it may be that he was trying to tell me, and that he wasn't even going to do it on the Sunset Strip. He was going to do it on glam metal in general, but then
Okay.
his publisher said that's too broad. Can you do it on the Sunset Strip glam scene? But I don't do it on the glam scene. I do it on whoever played. Like
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
pioneers aren't a glam band, but I talk about them. If that
Right.
makes
Yeah.
or like Armed and Dangerous is like a heavy metal band. but I
Right.
talk about them, you know. I just talk
Yeah.
about who actually played. You know, some of them are alternative bands, like Alligator Soup was kind of like an alternative pop band, you know. But I talk about them. So
Yeah.
but yeah, thank you so much. But I want to have you guys I want to include you guys at least one of your questions in the book, you know. But I want to put like 1,000 people in the book. Problem is I can't give away 1,000 copies of a book, but I can
Right.
give away I can give away 1,000 PDFs.
Right. Or 1,000 YouTube connections or
Yeah,
whatever.
whatever. But I'm not really trying to sell a book. I'm just trying to like document something.
Document it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
And I
That's
think people who were there will like appreciate, respect, and want that. Like I bought
yeah.
Marissa's book and like so I'm like anybody who documented what I was there for, like they have a different perspective than I did, even if they were fans like she was.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like she hung out with different people than I hung out with, or whatever it was, or different time or different year. Like
It was like
Or
a
only
unique
some of the
point.
people, right?
Right.
They only know some of your friends, but not, but right.
Right. And
Well,
it's
yeah, because
crazy.
when we went there, like initially, when we first started hanging out, like what would everybody would be like, go back to the valley, and then we're like, we're not from the valley.
Like we're not
And then they ended up being friends. Like there was a little bit of like, people were very standoffish, like to certain people, but then like we all ended up kind of like
yeah.
becoming friends, and like learning more about people that weren't in our normal circle. And so like it's fun to hear different perspectives. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
I'll read it, and you don't have to give me a free copy. I'll get it.
We'll buy it. We'll buy it.
Well, like I said, it's not the kind of thing that you would make money on, because like I would, if the publisher said it has to be, his publisher has to be paperback, it has to be black and white, the photo. I don't want to do that book. I want to do the, all got pictures all over the place.
Right.
It's hardcover. It's a big book with big pictures.
Right.
And so I was looking on like Amazon and Barnes and Noble, and you can self-publish now.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like if nobody buys it, I don't have to buy 1,000 of them and hope I sell them. It's like
Right.
Right. Yeah.
It's not like a concert T-shirt.
it's like print on demand, if that makes sense. If nobody buys
Yeah.
it, I don't. For instance, I have a closet behind me with 700 CDs because in the old days you had to buy them by 1,000 to get a deal, and
Right.
then you get 300 of them. And now I got 700. I've been carrying around for like 30 something years.
Right.
I don't want to
Wait.
do that.
What is a
Yeah.
CD?
It's a solo Keith Kessinger solo album.
I'll pay for it.
Oh,
I'll
I'll buy
order
it. We'll buy it.
We'll buy it. I have the beer, Travis, please.
I'll
I think we have a few left.
I'll forward you
Link?
the album. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
link
I
to
mean,
that.
as it turns out, Keith, we like every single band you've ever been in. We didn't even realize that. I was like, Ex Idols, he was in that, and
I'm like, S is for space, and then
we didn't even like. I didn't
you were in the
realize it.
Boogie Nights or
I
Disco
knew Boogie,
Inferno or
yeah.
whatever it was called at the time.
But
The magical piece.
the Ex Idols CD that I have, you're not listed as one of the musicians on it.
Sorry.
So I don't know if I have an early copy.
No. What that is the first album the first EP, Pill Popper, came out in January, and we did we went to New York to to do and it's on YouTube, a record release, and the Ex Idols, the full show is up on there with me. And the original songs, and those songs aren't the songs that we were going to release. There's only some of them.
Okay.
Oh.
There was 8 songs on the album that I have that's mine, that they took off. Like, I quit the band because the band wanted to be a punk rock band because it got really, like in '94, everybody suddenly became punk rock.
Right. Glam went away.
Green Day.
Yeah.
Green
So
Day.
my band wanted to do that. But the thing is
That's yours.
Oh.
I always go by the glamour punk saying, you can't fake the punk. And I just felt it was fake.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you
Because
go.
because we never talked about punk rock, any of these punk rock bands before. We were talking about faster. Let's write a song like Faster Pussycat or like Bang Tango or Love Hate. Or, so then all of a sudden we're like, let's talk. How about like John Spencer Blues Explosion and bro? Let's stop lying to ourselves right now. I can't do this. So
Did you guys play the Dragonfly?
Without me. Now what it was so
sorry.
it's on YouTube too though. That's on YouTube
well,
too.
But I saw you guys there, and I remember talking to Gary, and I was like, this guy's whacked out of his mind.
Duke, the other guy? Oh, Gary.
That's all I remember is being like, I went up to talk to him, and I think I was like, oh, I was friends with Kid Darling, and da-da-da. And he was like all over the place, and I was like, ooh, he's like, this is not gonna go well, I don't think.
Yeah, what it was when I'm the one who got him. I'm the one who found him. He was in the opening band at a Magical Peace Whiskey No Bozo Jam, I think it was.
Whiskey No Bozo Jam.
Oh, no,
Love those.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I used to get there early to change my strings, and so I saw his band play, and he was awesome. And they were like doing the songs that are on that Ex Idols album in Tragedy, some of them, anyways, the ones that replaced my songs. And but what happened was he was sober because I don't know if you know, but I didn't drink or do drugs or anything especially back then, and I still don't even drink. But anyways, because I'm too sick. It makes me sick. Anyways, what happened was Gary started doing like drugs and drinking, and he becomes he's like an angry drunk, and I have very little patience for angry drunks.
Right, they're no fun.
And so we go on tour, and we tour all the way up to New York because we were signed to Relativity as a New York label, and they released the album, and we play at CBGB's. It's on YouTube, and then we have a meeting with them like the next day or two with the president, and he says, "Yeah, your album that's supposed to come out in March in 2 months, we're gonna push it to August." And I was so disappointed because my band wants to be punk rock now, and the album is only like partially punk rock, and it got a mixture of a lot of things like Bang Tango and stuff that's considered out of style. But I was like, if you push this a whole nother 8 months,
it's over.
It's over. And so anyways, he just like patted me on my head type of talk. The president goes, well, it's really cool. It's really good of you that you were brave enough to say something, but they didn't change the date. And I was like,
We don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
and these guys don't even want to play. They want. Don't get me wrong, because I ended up playing with Gary again in another band in 2005.
Right.
But so we're not. We're friends. I just can't be on tour with somebody who's a drug addict.
Yeah.
You can't put me in a van. I want to go home anyways. So don't put me in a van with some crazy.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Axl Rose quit Guns N' Roses how many times because Slash was a heroin addict? Like, it's hard.
Yeah. So anyway, so when I quit the band, they got very mad at me for a brief moment. Not for long, because I'm friends with all of them.
Same.
And Gary, because he's dead now. But Shawnee and Lance, I talked to Lance like I guess it's like 10 years ago, and Shawnee about 9 years ago. But what happened was they got so mad that they talked to the record label and replaced my song so they could put on Gary's songs. So but I'm playing. You could hear a distinct difference between guitar tones and drum tones.
Right.
Because I'm using a Rockman. I'm using this. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
I can see something.
All that blue stuff right
A
there.
lot of chords and shit.
That looks complicated. We don't know what that is. We're not
Well,
musicians.
Is this
blue-
AI? Are you turning us into AI?
Is this an auto-tune machine?
Those 4 little blue boxes. That's what I use for an amplifier for the X Idols album.
Oh.
Wow.
But
Yeah,
where
that
do we?
was-
So, like the X Idols album that I have that you're not credited on, those aren't your songs.
No, those aren't my songs. But
Where
I'm
do
on.
we get your songs? Where could we get them?
I'll forward them to you. But
Okay.
but I'm on Gary's song, so because the album was supposed to be 6 tracks of his and 8 tracks of mine. Because when he joined the band, all the songs were mine. We already wrote the songs.
Mhm.
Tommy Black was the singer of the band for a month and a half, and Mickey Lord was the rhythm guitar player from Glamour Punks for a month and a half.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I feel like
Yeah.
we need a person.
I really
Sounds
wanted to
familiar. Yeah. Mhm.
do it because Shawnee wanted to do it more like a heavy band, and I was
Mhm.
like, well, Tommy Black is like more like a acoustic alternative pretty guy. I go,
Mhm.
I don't know what
Very
you're talking. You want
He's very
somebody
good.
like that's more like Radiohead? Well, that's not,
Yeah.
or you know what I mean, or like Nirvana or something like that, or
Spaceships,
Alice in
yeah.
Chains. I go, and he was bringing up bands like Tool. I go, well, that's not he didn't remind me of
Not the
Tool.
vibe.
What are you talking about? So I go, but I do know this guy. But anyways, but I felt like, so anyways, I left and I had written those S's for Space songs while I was in the X Idols because we were waiting around for years because that's the songs that I wrote that were on the album, even the ones that made it, when I'm on Gary's tracks like Social Kill or Pill Popper or I Die Tomorrow. Those are the tracks I'm on. I Love You. I don't know how familiar you are.
We
literally
love
just
all of these songs, and like we haven't heard them, and we put them
Wait,
on.
hold on. S's for Space was after the X Idols?
Yes. But I wrote those songs, like, and so does Conway. I got demos of me and Gary recording those songs, like the songs that made the X Idols album that I'm not on. I'm on the 4-track because
I have that tape from S's for Space.
the cassette.
Yes.
Yeah,
Nice.
and you made me a copy.
I have several cassettes of
like you made
S's
me
for
a
Space.
copy of that. I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah.
I have the vinyl records too. Still have the stack over here. Look,
We got to get it together.
Yeah.
right here. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see the records?
I
Yes.
see something.
Yes, I see a staff.
We got to get it together because
Yeah.
we have all this stuff that needs to be combined and in one
Here's-
spot.
Here's the vinyl record right here.
Oh my God. And my dad has a record player. I should get a vinyl from you.
You should. Wow, we have a record player in my front yard.
We have a record
My front
player.
yard.
I have the X Idols Pill Popper EP on vinyl too. That was on vinyl.
What? Oh.
It's around here
We
somewhere.
actually play records at my house. My husband has a whole record collection, and we play records in the front room all the time.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Oh yeah, no, I got my record player right here. It's nuts. And here's the album you're talking about, the X Idols cassette. I have this.
Yes, it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not credited on this, like you said. And
Well,
I have to
yeah.
say, my son just bought that for my birthday, my last birthday. But when I went to the store to get the album, I didn't know that my songs weren't on the album, then I wasn't credited. And I bought the cassette from Warehouse Records in Whittier because that's where I was living. That's where my parents lived.
Yeah.
That's why you
And
came to Arcadia, because I lived in Arcadia and you lived in Whittier.
Because she said earlier, she was like, I feel like you lived in Whittier.
I said he lived in Whittier. He was
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, and so I was so upset that I wasn't credited and my songs were taken off the album. I thought that
Yeah.
it was secure and I could leave and my songs would be on there. Because one of the best songs I ever wrote, but everyone always tells me that's like the best song you ever. Even Gary told me that when he plays his songs for his girlfriends when they're dating, and they get to God Knows I Try. It's called God Knows I Try. He says when they get to God Knows I Try, they always say that that's their favorite song of his, and he always lets it roll. That they lets him
That
believe
he
that
wrote it.
Yeah.
he
Hell
told me
yeah, take credit, bro. Take credit.
but he actually told me that because we became friends again, you know.
That's cute.
In
Yeah, that's fun.
yeah. And so he told me that because I'm actually a really big fan of his. He's a really great songwriter, and the songs that he does write are great. That's why I let it because it was all my songs, and so I was apprehensive about letting someone else write songs unless they're real good. But the
Right.
first couple of songs were like Pill Popper. I was like, oh, it's so brilliant.
A hit. But yeah.
It's like a brilliant song. But again, I'm going to keep you guys too long. Thank you guys so much for doing this.
It's been fun
Thank you,
talking to
Keith.
you.
This has been great.
Yeah. And hopefully I see you soon. Whenever you're playing. Oh my God. We live in Southern California. She doesn't because she's an asshole. But like Travis and I live here. And if you're playing anywhere, like we would love to see like your funk disco band. Like, let us know.
Cool
Matter
it.
of fact, I'll tell you right now, I'm doing a big show on Halloween at Harrah's Casino.
In Vegas?
No, right here in San Diego, Rincon, the Indian reservation area.
Oh, okay. All right. Just
When
send me
on
info. Like I need to
Halloween?
on Halloween. Halloween's on a Friday.
Yeah.
Like maybe we can make this happen. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
gonna
you
be.
gotta just let me know whenever you're playing because we would love to come see you.
Well, we play it like almost every year, although we haven't been there since the pandemic. But I'll show it to you. What the Harrah's Casino from a different
Vibe is.
Sounds fun. Just anything that you do. Like obviously, I like all of your many incarnations. Like I love disco. I love like a lot of things. And Travis and I would love to come see you.
Yeah, and also like my disco band, we also double as an '80s band, and then we double as an '80s rock band, depending on what the casino needs. Because we were like the house
Fun.
band.
Okay, if I ever get married, you're gonna be my wedding
She's
band.
totally gonna get married. She's in love. She's in love with
It's gonna be fun.
I play everybody's weddings. That's literally what I do every weekend.
That'd be so fun.
Yeah, that's weird. That he's gonna play at your wedding.
And the whole time she'll be like, I was in love with him.
I'll be like, I love. So that's why I said that. I'm sorry. Like because I felt like I made you like probably uncomfortable because I was like when I saw it, and Laura's like because Laura's talking to you and I'm like I don't know, Laura's talking to some dudes whatever and I'm talking to somebody else and she's like, Angela, this is Kid Darling. And I had some drinks and I run over to you and I was like, I was gonna marry you.
I was like, girl,
I know.
play it
I
cool.
wasn't playing. I don't play it cool. I'm 49 years old. I've been married for a million years. Like I just need I know it's not weird, right? But I probably made it weird. But
right now she just made it weird.
I made it weird. But I was like, that's why I was like, did I mention to you that I loved you? That's so silly.
No, the only time it was weird. The only time it was weird was when you mentioned it while your husband was on camera.
I know. And he's like, yeah, I know. You're talking about it.
He's like, all right, that's cool.
He's a good sport.
He's like, we're 30 years in. I think I got her.
We're good.
I think I got her.
We're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
I'm married too. I think he's good. I think he's
right,
good.
Yes.
right.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah,
All right.
Got nothing to
He's
worry
married
about. My wife is right there.
Okay. Hi.
She's not in the room, but she's like right on that side of that door.
Tell her we
Good.
said hi.
Tell her cheers.
I will.
All right. Well, good to see you, and hopefully we see you soon.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
I'll do it
including us in this.
Build it up better. Because last time it was kind of nerve wracking doing it in the last minute. I never even been
Right.
on Facebook, so I had to figure out how to even click anything.
We don't know how to do anything.
I was like, I'm like, what are you sending me? I don't know. Am I on
I'm
YouTube?
like,
I don't
we're
know.
old. I don't know. Usually, my kids
And her kids are gone.
out tonight, so I'm like, I have no tech. I don't have my IT people.
We don't have our tech support.
Now, one last question. You said that your son's birthday, Angela, is on Halloween or right near
No,
Halloween.
but it was yesterday.
But he's obsessed with
But
Halloween.
he loves Halloween. Like he's
Um,
a Halloween guy. Yeah. So
Okay.
they're actually both of my boys, my oldest and his girlfriend, and my youngest are at Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights tonight. So they're really into Halloween.
Nice.
The apple
That's
didn't
awesome.
fall far from the tree.
Well, again, thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate it. And I'll send you those links right after I get off of here. Although I got to use the bathroom. So after I
Thank you. And we won't know how to open them for like 48 hours, so it's fine. No rush.
Well, I'll have my kids help us.
okay.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.